Hello, Mid-Michigan, and welcome to high school softball action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We actually have back-to-back days where we're going to be at Central Michigan University for some outstanding games as both teams all teams get ready for district play next week. But today we're covering Sacred Heart Academy as they take on Essexville Garber. Tomorrow, a powerhouse matchup of two 30-win teams in the regular season. 30-1 Clare versus 30-6 Beale City. That is going to be a fantastic powerhouse matchup. And then you look ahead to next week in district action. Tuesday, Beale City takes on Coleman in a district opener. We will be there for that. Then Friday and Saturday, we will have softball district championships and baseball district championships for you. And we're going to be with Beale City and Sacred Heart because when we've got two of those ultra locals playing against each other, that's where we got to be. But we're also going to have updates coming from Mount Pleasant, from Clare, from Ithaca, and from all of our other local schools as well as we get ready. Shepherd Blue Jays in there as we get ready for district play, regional play here in the Mid-Michigan area with baseball and softball. And we've got a lot of teams that have a chance to make some noise. We could end up with 5 district champions in baseball and softball possibly. It's just unbelievably loaded. Could have been possibly 6 district championships with softball, but two of the top teams in the state, Beale City and Sacred Heart. Don't tell Vesterberg I said this will have to battle it out, because Vesterberg's 22-5 as well, one of the most loaded districts in the state with Beale City, Sacred Heart Academy, and Vesterberg. But this is the Woods Household pregame show at Sacred Heart Academy, Essexville Garber, the Dukes, and the Irish getting ready to battle it out here at Margot Yonker Stadium, right behind the Student Activity Center here on Central Michigan University's campus. And a big shout out to CMU and the athletic department for opening up the facilities to these youngsters to get this great experience out here. We're going to take a break on our Woods Household pregame show. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the Irish, the Dukes, as they get ready to battle it out here at Margot Yonker Stadium at CMU. A matinee battle between Essexville Garber and Sacred Heart Academy here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The rare early 2 o'clock start. Back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
GNS Mechanical in Wheaton offers service and installation on everything for your home and business. From a simple filter replacement to furnace, central air service, and install, geothermal, and walk-in coolers and freezers. If you have a need, GNS Mechanical has a solution. Learn more at gnsmechanical.com or call 989-644-2106.
Pure sportsmanship is the most important thing in high school sports. When it comes to your home or business, Pure Plumbing just might be the most important thing. If your plumbing isn't Pure, don't worry, no one needs to see the other angle. For Pure Plumbing, call 989-644-8928 or visit mipureplumbing.com. Mumford Oil and Gas Supply is your one-stop shop for top quality products and procurement in the Michigan oil and gas industry. With over 45 years of experience and a strong commitment to customer satisfaction, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply delivers the best solutions for your oil and gas production, drilling, and service needs. If you need it, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply can get it. Visit them on Fancher today or give them a call at 989-317-8582.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back inside our Woods Household pregame show from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction, as we get ready for high school softball action. Sacred Heart Academy, Essexville Garber, getting ready to battle it out here at Margot Yonker Stadium. You see the girls out there warming up right now. We'll run through that starting lineup for Sacred Heart Academy, and imagine Sacred Heart Academy is home with Garber coming over from Essexville, but we'll find that all out here in just a moment. But your starters for Sacred Heart Academy will go through the batting order and talk about where they will be playing in the field. Marin Wheaton will be leading things off. She will be in the circle for the Irish. Ellery Garver will be batting second. She'll be playing at shortstop. Callie Smith will be hitting on the 3 spot. She plays at first base. Savannah Jones will be batting cleanup. She plays at third base. Maddie Anderson will be hitting 5th. She plays catcher. Hitting 6th will be the left fielder, Jenna Morrison. Batting 7th will be the DH, Brooklyn Taylor. Batting 8th will be Brooke Neff. She'll be playing at second base. And out in center field, batting 9th will be Izzy Rookard. And Ava Sweet will be playing out in right field, essentially for Brooklyn Taylor, the DH. You are listening to the Woods Household pregame show. Much love going out to our friends. Weefrich Financial, Clark Modular Homes, The Bird, All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, along with the Gates Drilling and Service, along with the friends J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Weber Brothers Sawmill, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, ENS Graphics, along with GNS Mechanical. What a game we have got here for you today. I believe Garber comes into this game at 18-16 on the year. Sacred Heart Academy coming in on the year. Bit better record than that, 24-6. But Garber, the schedule they play over there in that Saginaw area, going down towards Unionville, Sebewing, over towards the Thumb, they do play against some really great competition. So I expect a really good matchup here today between Sacred Heart Academy and Essexville Garber. We're going to take another break here on our Woods Household pregame show. When we come back, we'll talk about the lineup for the Essexville Garber Lady Dukes, and we'll get ready for first pitch here at Margot Yonkers Stadium at Sacred Heart Academy. It's Essexville Garber on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more right after this.
Elevate your banking experience. Isabella Bank is your local banking partner. We understand the importance of personalized service, providing solutions that fit your unique needs. When you bank with us, together we can drive positive change and build stronger communities. Experience banking redefined. Make the switch today and experience banking that goes beyond. Isabella Bank. Local. Growing. Staying. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Bryant Family Farms would like to wish everyone good luck on the field and on the court. Bryant Family Farms offers maple syrup, mums, pumpkins, beef, goats, and fresh cut flowers. With you pick, bouquet arrangements, and subscription flowers. Bryant Family Farms, 3.5 miles south of the casino on South Wheaton Road. Visit BryantFF.com or call 989-304-1201. All Seasons Fireworks is a big fan of all the athletes, coaches, officials, and volunteers who make high school sports happen. To make your next event bigger and brighter, stop by All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant. Graduations, birthdays, weddings, or a big win become more memorable underneath a night sky lit up by the magic of fireworks. All Seasons Fireworks on M20 in Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to that Mid-Michigan Sports Network, coming to you live from the Barberry Law Studios at Margot Yonkers Stadium at CMU today. More love going out. Bryce Updegraff, Joe Wentworth, Pradham Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, Pier Plumbing, JJ Painting, and Martinez Lawn Care, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, Block Electric, The Diner, All Seasons Fireworks, Isabella Bank, hanging by a thread, and our friends at Bryant Family Farms. You saw it there in the commercial, subscription flowers. Yeah, Mother's Day might be over, but you can still get Mom something awesome for Mother's Day by getting a hold of Bryant Family Farms. Imagine her having flowers coming all summer long. Check that out on their website or getting a hold of them. Bryant Family Farms, hooking up Mom all year long, not just for Mother's Day. All right, Essexville Garber, the Dukes. Leading things off for them will be Grace Swetzig. She plays at second base. Ella Coakley will be hitting second. She plays in center field. Ava Wagner will be hitting in the 3 spot. She plays out in right field. J.J. Schultz will be batting cleanup and will be behind the dish. Kara Kotenko will be on or in the circle. She bats fifth. Batting sixth, playing out in left field, is Meredith Krausneck. Batting seventh, playing first base is Sadie Lapon. Batting eighth, DHing will be Alexa Bowman. Batting ninth will be Alyssa Bowker. She plays shortstop position. And Claire Adamowski will be playing third, essentially playing in the field for Alexa Bowman. It is Sacred Heart Academy and Essexville Garber getting ready to battle it out here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Dukes out there getting their warm-up on right now. Again, both of these teams at this point just kind of getting ready for districts next week, and it sure tells you a whole lot about Sacred Heart Academy and the respect that they have from other teams, as Essexville Garber maybe could have found another game or two to get in on, but no, they wanted to take on Sacred Heart Academy, and here at CMU today, what a special atmosphere. I'm going to take things off the field and send it back to the computer for a moment here on the Woods Household pregame show, and you will be able to see what lies ahead for districts next week for Beale City and Sacred Heart Academy baseball and softball. If you look at that Beale City baseball bracket, there's only 2 teams with a winning record in the bracket. Beale City will have to get by Coleman next Tuesday and Montebello next Saturday morning. Sacred Heart Academy will have to get by Vesterberg, but I highly expect it to be Beale City, Sacred Heart Academy right around 3 o'clock next Saturday afternoon, live from the Sacred Heart Academy ball fields here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. But the day before that, oh boy, it's going to be a little bit different. Next Tuesday, Vesterberg will take on Montebello in softball action. But if you can see those records up there, Vesterberg will be heavily favored as they are 22-5. Montebello is 2-22. The winner of that game will take on Beale City. I highly expect it to be Vesterberg, and so what a matchup that will be. Vesterberg and Beale City. Vesterberg is able to take care of Montebello for the right to play in the district championship. On the other side of that bracket, and again, these records are different now as these teams have some more games underneath their belt. As this, the Beale City girls are 30-6 now on the year. But Sacred Heart Academy taking on Coleman. Sacred Heart Academy has already bested Coleman twice this year, so I highly expect them to be able to make that district final where they will take on Beale City or Vesterberg. What a week it's going to be next week for Beale City and Sacred Heart Academy baseball and softball action. The softball districts are down in Montebello. Don't worry about making that trek. I'll be down there for you. The baseball districts will be at the Sacred Heart Academy ball fields just off of Lincoln Road here in Mount Pleasant. Out there warming up right now. We'll send it back to the field so you can get more looks at the Essexville Garber Dukes as we get ready for first pitch between Sacred Heart Academy and Essexville Garber as both teams gear up for district play next week. Going to take another break here on our Woods Household pregame show. When we come back, maybe talk a little bit about some of the other districts and what is going on. As I said, I think we could have 5 district champions in softball, and that's only because Beale City and Sacred Heart Academy are playing against each other. We'll talk about the unbelievable softball in the Mid-Michigan area when we come back right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. For over 4 decades, ENS Graphics has delivered confidence, trust, and peace of mind by providing their customers with expert service and using state-of-the-art technology. We all know in sports, what's on the inside counts the most. But when it comes to your business, school, organization, what's on the outside does matter. If your business needs anything printed, ENS Graphics can do it. If you want your club, team, organization to look good, ENS can help with that. They take your vision and make it their mission. ENS Graphics, a proud supporter of the Mid-Michigan community and their local athletes. Visit ENS Graphics at their location down in Ithaca or visit their website at esgraphics.com. ENS Graphics, printing all things physical.
Hey guys, it's Tanya from Clark Modular Homes. I'm here to talk to you today about who we are and what we do. Clark's opened in 1983 and has been centrally located right here in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. We have one of the largest display centers with around 12 to 15 homes on display all year round. We have a fully experienced staff. We also have an in-house project manager who can pull our permits and coordinate our job from start to finish. We are proud to have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. We are our own contractor, making it a one-stop shop for you for your home building needs. As the owner would say, we can do it all.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, what I like to call the meeting of the minds happening right now at the plate. Coach Wheaton, along with Coach Coakley, are out there right now making sure everybody is on the same page with the umpires before we get set with high school softball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. But as I said, softball in this area, it is unbelievable. The 6 teams that I cover, all of them have a chance to win a district. You could call all of them favorites to win a district, and that's, Sacred Heart and Beale City. They're in the same one. But the Irish come into today at 24-6. Beale City is 30-6. Clare is 30-1. Ithaca is 28-6. Mount Pleasant is 24-9, and Shepherd is 22-12. Just unbelievable. Those are the 6 teams I cover. As I said, 5 of them could very, very well end up district champions. There's a quick meeting of the minds there, and we're about ready to get set for some high school softball action as the Dukes are out of the dugout with the bats, still waiting to see if we're going to have a national anthem here as I look down to Mike Verlager. Hey, Mike, we going to have an anthem? No anthem, so we are ready to roll for some high school softball. First pitch coming right up. It'll be Grace Swetzig at the plate for Essexville Garber. In the circle, it'll be Marin Wheaton for Sacred Heart Academy. Much love going out to our friends at the Isabella Community Sportsplex, Berry Funeral Home, Mid-Michigan Industries, Boomer's Lawn Care, Newsies Ice Cream Place, Rick's Food Center, Almost Up North and Stitches for Britches, Schaefer's Bait and Sporting Goods, Gross Farms and Brad Gross Electric, Bogwai Banga and Bradley, WW Construction, the Fisher Companies, Central Concrete, Central Asphalt and Fisher Transportation, along with Kenneth Egger at DDS. Wheaton in the circle for the Irish. The junior has been dominant her whole career. Her and Savannah Jones have shared the circle since their freshman year when they helped, well, I don't even want to say carry the Irish team, helped guide the Irish team all the way, was it the state finals or the state semifinals. Sophomore year, probably would have been back there or back here at least, as it was an epic battle last year going into extra innings in the district championship with Beale City and Sacred Heart Academy. Beale City was victorious in that game. Were able to win regionals as well. Their first ever regional softball victory for Beale City before they ultimately fell in the state quarterfinals here at Central Michigan University last year. All right, here we go. Grace Swetzig at the plate. Marin Wheaton in the circle for the Irish girls. Time for some high school softball here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Behind the plate, Maddie Anderson. First pitch is going to be over for a strike to Swetzig. Swetzig plays at second base for the Dukes of Essexville Garber. Come into today at 18-16. A lot of those losses, probably Division II, Division I schools. And if they are a Division II school, they're a very small D2. I imagine they're in the higher ranks of the D3. Dukes out there in Carolina blue, with Dukes are written across their chest in cursive. The Irish out there in the all black, the Academy A on their chest, and the number kind of opposite. And all the girls out there wearing the face mask in the infields. They're just 45 feet away. There's the first strikeout of the early afternoon for Miss Marin Wheaton. Here comes Coakley to the plate. And with Marin Wheaton and Savannah Jones, earlier this year I saw Ivy Davenport get her 500th strikeout of her career. Both of these girls would have a chance to put up some probably record-setting numbers if they weren't sharing the circle together. But they're great friends, great teammates. That is not what they are concerned about. They are concerned about winning trophies. Here comes the 0-1 from Wheaton. This one's going to be fouled down, third baseline, out of play. Coakley was looking for the slap hit, already sprinting out of the left side of the batter's box. Coakley steps back in wearing number 7. Marin Wheaton, who wears number 4, steps back into the middle of the circle, gets ready to go. Here comes the 0-2. This one will be hit foul down the third baseline. Savannah Jones was ready for it at third base, but Coakley, the center fielder, you know she's got a whole lot of speed. Imagine she feels if she can just get that ball to that side of the infield in play, she's going to have a chance to reach safely. She digs back in. Count remains 0-2 with one out. Wheaton's going to get her to pop this one up. It's going to get out of play into the seats here at Margot Yonker Stadium behind home plate. So this will be pitch number 5 of the at-bat coming up for Coakley and Wheaton. Count remains 0-2. Ava Wagner is on deck for the Garber Dukes. Here comes the 0-2 from Wheaton. Easy play, and I think the umpire was going to call her out anyway for stepping out of the box, but I'm going to rule that as a ground out to the pitcher. And that's where that slap hitting can cost you a little bit. Marin Wheaton pulled the string on that one. Coakley, I think, was expecting a little bit more speed, so she was kind of out of the batter's box and just kind of somehow got the bat on the ball, but it went right back to Marin Wheaton. Here comes the right fielder, Ava Wagner. If she gets on base, J.J. Schultz will be up. First one's going to miss on the outside corner, or miss the outside corner, I should say. 1-0 the count to Wagner. So step back in, batting from the right side. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Sacred Heart Academy and Essexville Garber. Top of the first. 1-1 now the count as Wagner fouls that one off. Due up for the Irish, brought to you by our friends at GNS Mechanical, ENS Graphics, and Mumford Oil and Gas Supply. It'll be Marin Wheaton, Ellery Garver, and Callie Smith. And at the bottom of the first inning, here comes the 1-1. That's just going to miss the outside corner. 2-1 now the count to Wagner. Wheaton checks that pitcher's wrist or the quarterback arm. Make sure she's got things right. That one's going to miss high. Whole lot of gas on that one to Wagner, but it'll miss. 3-1 now the count to Ava Wagner. We're in the top of the first inning. Sacred Heart Academy, Essexville Garber here at Margot Yonker Stadium on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. That one's going to be low and inside for a strike. Wagner was already heading towards first base, and the umpire said, not so fast, my friend. 3-2 the count, 2 outs, top of the first inning. Wheaton has already struck out one. This one's going to be popped up towards first base. Callie Smith's going to try and make the catch in foul territory, and she will do so. They go 1, 2, 3 in the top of the first inning for Marin Wheaton and the Irish. We'll see if they can do some damage now at the plate. It's Marin Wheaton, Ellery Garver, Callie Smith, a due up next here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Back with more Irish softball right after this. Get your yard ready for spring and summer with Martinez Lawn Care. Martinez Lawn Care is scheduling spring cleanups now, along with bush and tree trimming, landscaping needs, and scheduled mowing services. Find Martinez Lawn Care on Facebook or call them at 989-317-5536. Wheaton Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Wheaton Financial. Wheaton Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeFridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Wheaton Financial, member SIPC. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Dukes out there getting ready to go. Leading things off will be Marin Wheaton. And you've heard me talk about it with a lot of lineups this year. This lineup for Sacred Heart Academy is potent. 1 through 9, whether it's Rookard at the 9 spot, Taylor at the 7 spot, or here at the number 1 spot with Marin Wheaton. Every one of them was capable of not just getting a base hit, maybe stealing a bag, are capable of just putting one out here, even at Margot Yonker Stadium, where it's 220 out to center, 200 down the foul poles. First 2 pitches are going to miss to Marin Wheaton. The junior pitcher facing her counterpart at the plate. Steps back in. That one will be in there for a strike. 2-1 now the count to Wheaton. Ellery Garver on deck. She's headed to Wayne State University next year to continue her softball career. Behind her, Callie Smith, who is headed to Alma College next year to continue her softball career. Wheaton swings through that one, 2-2. Nice pitch that time from Kotenko. That won't be low. Now 3-2. Wheaton ready for the payoff pitch. Here it comes. This one's going to be popped up to short. And it hangs up there for an extra moment or two. Settling underneath it to make the catch is Alyssa Bowker. So good at bat for Wheaton as she runs the count full, but ultimately goes down with the pop out to shortstop. Here comes Ellery Garver, wearing number 6 for Sacred Heart Academy, batting from the left side. She plays the shortstop position for the Irish. Garber digs in on the left side. She's going to send this one out towards left field. Not an easy play. It's going to get down in fair territory, and it takes a bounce towards the left field wall. Safe at second base with a stand-up double is Ellery Garber. And that wasn't necessarily your Gates Drilling and Service, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply drill of the game there or anything. That was just more of a blooper that just found the right spot. And then the bounce it took, there wasn't really any way out in left field that Meredith Crossneck was going to be able to come up with that. And so now you got a runner in scoring position for Callie Smith, who takes ball one. Behind her, Savannah Jones, and then it's Maddie Anderson. Here comes the 1-0 to Callie Smith. She's going to follow this one to the backstop. Scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning. Sacred Heart Academy got Garber to go 1-2-3. Full count, pop out to the shortstop for the first at-bat for Sacred Heart Academy. Garber doubles on the first pitch that she sees. Callie Smith now at the dish. The count will be 2-1 as the third pitch of the at-bat misses low. Here comes the 2-1 to Callie Smith. She's going to foul this one off the backstop. You got a feeling the two that she's hit fouling off to the backstop, she's just missed those. She could turn that one around. She'd definitely be bringing in that run from second base. She might be trotting around the bases with the home run sprint. That one's going to bounce in there. Garver's going to be able to take third base. Great piece of base running by Ellery Garber. It didn't bounce all that far away from the catcher at the plate, J.J. Schultz, but she was still able to make it up to third base on what you'll call the pass ball. Here comes the 3-2 now to Callie Smith. She's going to foul it. No, actually, it's going to go into fair territory. She's going to be nabbed out at first base. It looked like it might have bounced off of her. But it's going to be ruled as a ground out to third base. Here comes Savannah Jones, that runner at third. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Jones steps in, batting from the right side. Swings at the first pitch, high in the zone for a strike. I guess it would have probably been high in the zone for a strike is maybe how I should say it as Jones swings through it. Kotenko ready with the next one. This one's going to be fouled off out of play over the press box here at Margot Yonker Stadium. 0-2 the count. 2 outs. Runner at third base for Sacred Heart Academy. It was Garver who had a double with 1 out. She was able to take third base on a ball that squirted away from the catcher, Schultz. They were able to get Callie Smith to ground out to third base and hold that runner at third base. Savannah Jones steps back in. Behind the count, 0-2. She's going to foul this one off to stay alive. Maddie Anderson on deck, would love to get an opportunity. J.J. Schultz, Kara Kotenko, Meredith Crossneck due up in the top of the second for Garber. This one will be fouled off to the backstop as Jones stays alive. Pitch number 5 of the at-bat coming up here for Savannah Jones. The cleanup hitter for the Irish, that runner at third base. Here comes the 0-2 again. So one's going to be hit up the middle. Not an easy play at short. It is fielded cleanly over in time for the out. So one runner will be stranded on 1 hit. No runs, no errors for Sacred Heart Academy. Due up in the second for the Irish will be Anderson, Morrison, and Taylor. But right now, due up for the Dukes, it's 4-5-6 with Schultz, Kotenko, and Krausneck. We're back with more right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wheaton, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
J&J Auto in Wheaton is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wheaton Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to Margo Yonker Stadium here on the CMU campus. Essexville Garber, Sacred Heart Academy. It's J.J. Schultz at the plate now for Essexville Garber. She's going to take strike one against Marin Wheaton. Wheaton in the first got a strikeout, a ground out to the pitcher, and a pop out to first base to get Essexville Garber to go 1-2-3. In the bottom of the first for the Irish, Ellery Garver doubled, but she was ultimately stranded at third base. Here comes the 1-1 from Wheaton. That'll miss high and inside. 2-1 now, the count to J.J. Schultz. And a big shout out to CMU, Mike McPike and his crew here. Excellent for these girls to be able to have an opportunity to head out here to the softball field and get this experience. That one's also going to miss 3-1 now, the count to Schultz. Wheaton working quickly. That one's just going to miss. It'll be ball 4. If you're Wheaton, you probably want that call. Just missing the high outside corner on that one. But as you often hear me say, who's got the best of view in the house? Brought to you by Woods Household Appliance. It is those umpires down there right behind the plate making all those calls. Leadoff runner now on for Essexville Garber. Actually, don't have a pinch runner coming in for Schultz. So sometimes I feel bad for those catchers and pitchers. You'll see their stats, and they bat .460, and they've got 24 hits, but only 6 runs because you got that pinch runner coming in for them. Here comes the 1-0. That'll be over for a strike. Kotenko at the plate, pitching counterpart of Wheaton. Leadoff runner is at first base. See if Garber tries to manufacture a run here. They have Kotenko swing away. That one to miss. 2-1 now, the count. Wheaton got the sign. She's ready to go. Swing and a miss there. 2-2 now, the count. Nobody out here in top of the second inning. Garber's got the leadoff runner on. 2-2 the count. Big time strikeout there for Marin Wheaton as Kotenko goes down swinging. Here comes Krausneck to the plate. Krausneck plays out in left field. One out, runner at first base. Krausneck pops this one out. Savannah Jones comes in from third base. The wind carried it a little bit, but Jones with a nice play at third to get the out. So now after that leadoff runner walked for Wheaton too quickly down, here comes Sadie Lapon to the plate. Lapon plays first base. Wheaton ready, first pitch the at-bat, swing and a miss. Already 2 strikeouts for Wheaton here through 1 2/3. Wheaton working quickly. Here comes the 0-1. That was just going to miss on the outside. Took a bit off of that one. Couldn't get it to break back over the dish. 1-1 the count. Schultz at first base. Big cut that time from Lapon, swinging through it. Count now 1-2. And now with 2 outs and runner at first base, if you're Wheaton, you could maybe try and bounce one in here, try and get Lapon to chase. You obviously don't want to give up second base, but with 2 outs, not as dangerous as with 1 out or nobody out. That one does bounce up there. Great job by Anderson keeping it in front of her. 2-2 now the count. Maddie Anderson will be due up first for the Irish here in the bottom of the second inning. Big swing and a miss. Wheaton gets her third strikeout here in 2 innings, and we are headed to the bottom of the 2nd inning. As I mentioned, a due-up brought to you by our friends, the Bird All-American Grill, Bill's Custom Fab, and Gates Drilling and Service. It's Maddie Anderson, Jenna Morrison, and Brooklyn Taylor coming up next for the Irish here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We are scoreless heading to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Clark Modular Homes in Mount Pleasant are a one-stop shop from the buy, the build, and beyond with their fantastic service department. Stop in to see their selection and purchase options today on Pickard Road or visit them online at modularhomesbyclark.com. Clark Modular Homes, supporting Mid-Michigan youth in and out of the classroom.
Bill's Custom Fab can handle any job you need, from large-scale steel building projects to fixing your favorite stainless serving pan. Bill's Custom Fab can weld and fabricate anything. Call today at 989-772-5817 or stop by on Gover Parkway in Mount Pleasant. Good luck to all of our local athletes from Bill's Custom Fab.
The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, open every day but Sunday for lunch and dinner. Delicious pizza, the world-famous Bird Burger, handcrafted, fresh-baked subs, many apps, and much more. There's something for everyone at The Bird in downtown Mount Pleasant, where friends gather like family. The Bird, supporting high school sports in Mid-Michigan for nearly 100 years.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Heading to the bottom of the 2nd inning, Maddie Anderson, the number 5 hitter, will lead things off for Sacred Heart Academy as we go 5, 6, 7 against Kotenko into the circle. First one is going to be over for a strike to Anderson. Here comes the 0-1. Big cut that time for Anderson. She swings through it. Now 0-2 is the count. It goes Morrison, Taylor, Neff, and Rookard after Anderson here. Here comes the 0-2. Goes high and swings at it. Strike 3. Excellent pitch there for Kotenko to get Anderson to chase. Here comes Morrison now. Jenna Morrison plays out in left field for the Irish. So her and Rookard, really the only 2 girls that I see kind of attempting that slap hit. You got some other girls who got the speed and are capable of. And this is going to be a high bouncer, a perfect play. It's going to get over first base. And looking to take second base, we're going to have an interference call going on now. So no matter what, she would have been safe at second base. Excellent play by Jenna Morrison with the single, and then she takes second base as well on the overthrow. Here comes Brooklyn Taylor with a runner at second base. Chance for her to drive in a run. Taylor batting from the right side. Waves a colorful bat over back right shoulder. Swings at the first pitch. It's going to be a swing and a miss. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We are scoreless. Sacred Heart Academy and Essexville Garber. The Irish do have a runner at second base. Taylor swings at this one as well. Strike 2. Taylor coming up to the plate. Very, very aggressive here for the Irish. Taylor wearing 33. That one is going to get over the catcher's head. Scooting up to third base on the pass ball is Jenna Morrison. Count now 1-2. 1-2 to Taylor. Neff on deck. That one's also going to miss high. So Taylor got behind on the count quickly, 0-2, but the last 2 pitches been easy for her to hold off on as they're over her head. 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Irish had a runner at third, stranded in the first. Don't want to do it again here. That one will miss low. The count now 3-2. Great job by Taylor at the plate. She was down the count 0-2. She has now taken 3 straight with the good eye. Has run the count full. She should see something here to hit. High fly ball to the outfield. Should score that run from third. This one's going to be fouled out of play down the first base line. This will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming here for Brooklyn Taylor. She's done a fantastic job battling, trying to get that runner in from third base. It's going to be on the inside corner. A big-time strikeout for Kotenko, her 2nd of the inning here. That runner remains at third base with Brooke Neff stepping to the plate. She plays second base for the Irish girls. She's batting in the number 8 spot. Izzy Rookard behind her. First pitch will be over for a strike. For the Irish, the last thing you want to do is strand a runner at third in the first and a runner at third in the second. Great location from Kotenko that time. It's over for a strike. 0-2 the count. Neff steps back in. She never really stepped out, but she's ready to go. This one's going to miss high and inside. 1-2 the count. With that runner at third base is so important for Neff to battle. We've seen a couple pass balls here in this inning already. Another one will score that runner from third. Big swing and a miss. It's another strikeout. Kotenko will strike out the side, and it's another runner stranded at third base for Sacred Heart Academy. We are heading to the third inning. It's Alexa Bauman, Alyssa Bowker, and Grace Swetzig due up for the Garber. Got a pitching duel right now going on with Kotenko and Wheaton. Start of the third inning coming up right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Weber Brothers Sawmill has been in the sawmill and logging business since 1950. Weber Brothers Sawmill buys standing timber and logs all over central and northern Michigan with National Hardwood Lumber Association certification. You can be assured of a professional job, from the marking and cruising of your woods through the harvest. Weber Brothers Sawmill is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, just like our student athletes, they bring it. If you need sand or gravel, they bring it to you with fast service and a great price. For all of your sand and gravel needs, call Central Michigan Sand and Gravel today at 989-382-7089. Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, a proud supporter of our student athletes competing for their schools. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning has been family-owned and serving mid-Michigan since 1962. They're dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning is locally owned and supports our local community. For all of your heating and air conditioning needs, call Mount Pleasant Heating and Air Conditioning at 989-772-2881.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Marin Wheaton working very quickly here to start off top of the third inning. She's already got 2 strikes on Bowman, and there is strike 3. She goes down on strikes. That is already strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4 for Miss Marin Wheaton in the circle. Here comes Alyssa Bowker to the dish. Bowker, the number 9 hitter, plays shortstop. After her, it's back to the top of the order, and Grace Swetzig, who struck out her first time up. Top of the third inning, we are scoreless. Sacred Heart Academy, Essexville Garber, some softball matinee action here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. A 2 o'clock first pitch for this first game. What a job by Jones coming in from third base on the bunt. It was a great bunt from Bowker, but it was read all the way at third base by Savannah Jones, so she charged in, was able to field it cleanly, send it over to first base for the out. Fantastic play at third base from Savannah Jones. Back to the top of the order. Here comes Grace Swetzig. It was a 1-2 count when she went down swinging. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for Swetzig. We're in the top of the third inning. Scoreless between Essexville Garber and Sacred Heart Academy. Got the feeling that we could have a pretty nice pitcher's duel between Kotenko and Miss Marin Wheaton, as Wheaton is already ahead in this count, 0-2. She already struck out Bowman on 3 pitches. It was a 1-pitch bunt out for Bowker. Could be a quick inning here, and it is another strikeout for Marin Wheaton. She struck out 1 in the first, 2 in the second, now 2 here in the third. She has struck out 5 through 3. Due up for the Irish in the third inning. It's Izzy Rookard, Marin Wheaton, and Ellery Garver here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We will keep our broadcast right here. More love going out to all of our great sponsors who make it possible for us to be here to bring you action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. I'm talking those title sponsors you see on the bottom of the screen with our friends at Gates Drilling and Service, Bill's Custom Fab, The Bird All-American Grill, Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, sponsor of the Zaid Batchelder Baller of the Game, along with our friends at Woods Household Appliance in Clare. And you know we're coming to you from the Barbary Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. More love going out to J&J Auto, Mount Pleasant Heating and AC, Weber Brothers Sawmill, sponsor of the Timber of the Game, along with Mumford Oil and Gas Supply, supplier of the Assist of the Game, along with the Drill of the Game here when it comes to baseball. And if we see that great assist, we'll talk about that, but you don't see that a lot in high school sports necessarily. I also love going out to ENS Graphics, GNS Mechanical, and our friends at Mount Pleasant Public Schools. Still looking for bus drivers all the time right now. More parapros, more substitute teachers will be needed. Even if you don't get started for this year, get started for next year so you're ready to go in the fall. Here comes a little chopper for Izzy Rookard as she is springing her way out of the box from the left side. It's going to go foul. Striking out the side the last time out was Kotenko. The Irish have had 2 hits through the first 2 innings, a double from Garber, a single from Morrison. They were both able to move up to third base, but were ultimately stranded there. That one's going to be on the outside corner. 0-2 now the count to Izzy Rookard. Playing way in at third base is Claire Adamowski, ready for that chopper. And then we'll hit it towards short. Looking to use her speed over there. In safe is Rookard with the infield single. And that is the trouble when you've got that speed coming out of the box at the left side. She hit it right to Bowker at the shortstop position. She fielded it cleanly, was able to make the throw. Think she needed to charge that one a little bit right there if she's going to get it over to first base in time for the out. Now you've got Izzy Rookard on, leadoff hitter on for Sacred Heart Academy, and you're back to the top of the order. Inside corner for a strike to Marin Wheaton. If you're just joining us, we're in the bottom of the third inning. Sacred Heart Academy, Essexville Garber, we're still scoreless. Marin Wheaton yet to give up a hit. She's only walked 1. Sacred Heart Academy has had a hit in each inning, but they were stranded in the first and second. Wheaton looking for the bunt down the third baseline. It's going to go foul. That'll run the count to 0-2, which will take the bunt away from Wheaton. As I say that, youngster from Lake City in the baseball game the other day tried dropping down a bunt with 2 strikes. It went foul and it turned into 1 out. That's why you got to take it back and swing now with 2 strikes. And Wheaton swings right through that one. It's another punch out for Kotenko. She has now got 4 strikeouts. She struck out the side last inning. Now struck out the leadoff hitter Marin Wheaton here with that runner on first base. Rookard at first, that infield single. Here comes Ellery Garver, who doubled her last time up. Went down the left field line and was just barely fair, and then it took a very nice bounce for Garber over towards the fence. Looking to get that runner taking second base. It's a steal for Izzy Rookard. A lot tougher to take a bag in high school softball than it is in high school baseball, as you can't go till it gets across the plate. Big-time steal there from Rookard to get herself to second base. Just 1 out as Garver steps back in on the left side. The count 0-1 to the number 2 hitter. She's going to foul this one off to the top of the press box here. You can kind of hear it roll down the roof. Callie Smith is on deck. 3rd consecutive inning now. The Irish have got a runner in scoring position. They're stranded in the first and second with that runner at third. Here comes the 0-2 from Garver. She's going to hit this one out towards left field. It's going to be caught. A fantastic play tracking that one down out and left by Meredith Krosnick. So the fly out to left field. So a chance to strand that runner again if you are Essexville Garber. Callie Smith up to the plate. She grounded out to third base on the 5th pitch of her at-bat. The speed of Rookard at second. Grounder that gets to the outfield. Probably definitely score her from second base. One to the gap definitely would. It's 220 straightaway center field here at Margot Yonker Stadium. 200 down the foul lines. Smith checks that one. 2-0 now the count. Callie Smith, you might get something to hit here on this 2-0. Calls for time for just a moment. Now she's ready at the dish. Swings at that one. She's going to foul it off. Savannah Jones on deck. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We are still scoreless with Sacred Heart Academy and Essexville Garber. Game 1 of 2 here today, and we'll be back here tomorrow for more softball action with Clare and Beale City. Holding off on that one is Callie Smith, counting now 3-1. An all-sports start for the Irish. No matter if it's volleyball, basketball, softball, she gets it done. Headed to Elma next year to continue her softball career. She'll foul that one off to run the count full. There's 2 outs. Runner on second base for Sacred Heart Academy. The count is full to the number 3 hitter, Callie Smith. Big moment right here. Still scoreless in the bottom of the 3rd. Smith's going to get oh no, it's going to be a call. Third strike on the inside corner. The fifth strikeout through 3 for Kotenko. Sliding over, Marin. Wheaton has also struck out 5 through 3. We have a pitching duel heading to the top of the 4th inning. Ella Coakley, Ava Wagner, J.J. Schultz due up next for Essexville Garber. Back with more Irish softball. Head to the 4th inning. Scoreless game on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, Rowan, want to toss the ball around?
No, thanks.
A quick game of chess?
Maybe later.
Want me to teach you to ride a bike?
Pop, we did all that when I was little.
I guess you're right. Marbury Laws kept me so busy, time has just flown by.
There is one thing, though. You got any cookies?
Thought you'd never ask.
Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates is a proud supporter of our local high school student athletes working hard and showing pride for our community. For all of your real estate needs, go with Joe. Joe Wentworth with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-817-1291.
Block Electric Company is a proud supporter of local schools and high school student athletes, learning skills in and out of the classroom to lead our communities tomorrow. Good luck to all student athletes from Block Electric, and go Aggies! Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Again, working quickly. Marin Wheaton already had an account 1-0, make it 1-1 to Ella Coakley. I got to give a big shout to Nick Katzinger here, softball expert. Let me know. It's not when it gets by the plate. It's as soon as it leaves the pitcher's hand that they can leave the bag. Still a lot tougher to steal in high school softball than it is baseball. Diving catch almost made by Rookard out in center field. It'll be a leadoff single instead for Coakley. And so it's 2-3-4 here with Coakley, Wagner, and Schultz. The leadoff single, maybe, just maybe, you can get something going here if you're Essexville Garber. They've only had one base runner through 3 innings, and that was on a walk, and so big time here to get a hit to lead off the 4th inning for Coakley. Big swing and a miss from Ava Wagner on the first pitch. Wagner popped out to first base her first time up. We are scoreless here in the top of the 4th inning. A pitching duel between Kotenko and Wheaton. Another swing and a miss. They've both struck out 5 through 3. Wheaton steps out, steps back in. Swing and a miss once again, looking to get the double play down to second base. Not going to happen, but another punch out for Marin Wheaton. Taking second base on the steal is Coakley. But Wheaton has now struck out 6 batters here through 3 1/3. What a start for the junior. Coakley, and Kotenko matching her on the other side. This one's going to be hit up the middle, not hard. Hits the glove of Wheaton. Over in time for the out. What a play from Garver at her shortstop position. With that hitting off of the glove of Wheaton, you didn't think that she was going to be able to have time to make the play, and maybe she should make sure that runner doesn't come in from third. But no, she uses the laser of a right arm to send it over to Callie Smith in time for the out. There's now 2 down, runner at third base for Kara Kotenko. Ball 1. In the press box here, it looks like just maybe the slightest amount of rain has been dropping here and there. Big swing and a miss from Kotenko on that one. 2 outs, top of the 4th. Still nobody across the plate for either team. Now strike 2 on Kotenko. Kotenko. I keep butchering this one here. So I get the laugh from Mike Jacksford-Laker down on the other side of the press box here. Going down on strikes is Kotenko. That'll be strikeout number 7 for Marin Wheaton through 4 innings. What a dominant performance in the circle for Sacred Academy, but she has been matched pitch for pitch. It is Savannah Jones, Maddie Anderson, and Jenna Morrison due up next for Sacred Heart Academy. What a ball game this has been to start. What a pitching duel. You just don't expect this with high school softball to head to the bottom of the fourth inning, both teams scoreless. And if you're Sacred Heart Academy, you stranded a runner in each inning. That's kind of the one problem that you've got. So you go back to the first inning, you had a double from Ellery Garber with one out. She was able to move up to third base on a pass ball. She was stranded there. Go to the second inning. Jenna Morrison got on with a single. She got to second base on an error, ultimately reached third base. Then the next two batters after her went down on strikes. Go to that third inning. Izzy Rookard with the infield single. She's able to steal second, but then they go 1, 2, 3 at the top of the order. Give a lot of credit to Kotenko in the circle for Essexville Garber, kind of battling around a little bit of trouble. It's a little bit different from Marin Wheaton, and she didn't give up her first hit until that fourth inning. She walked one back in the second inning. And ultimately, that runner does reach third base where she is stranded. Here comes Savannah Jones to the plate for Sacred Heart Academy. She is the cleanup hitter for the Irish. The junior plays at third base. Jones definitely has the power to send it out to that 220 marker, dead center field here at Margot Yonkers Stadium. First pitch is going to be high over the catcher's head, 1-0. It's a game 1 of 2 here today between these two squads as they get ready for playoff action next week. Say we're only here for game 1. Keep making the joke next year. If we get that second iPad, make sure that battery won't die. We'll be good to go. That one's going to be over for a strike. 1-1 now, the count to Savannah Jones. Jones batting from the right side. Again, the Irish out there in the all black. The Dukes out there in the all, I guess it feels funny saying Carolina blue when they've got Dukes written across there. So we'll go with the baby blue with the Dukes written across their jersey in the cursive writing. Name and number on the back. The Irish girls, again, the all black. Number on the back with the cross above it. A for Academy on their chest. Kind of opposite with that. Lower near the waistline is the number. Swing and a miss. Jones goes down on strikes. And Kotenko has really got things going as of late. She is mowing them down just like Marin Wheaton. She struck out the side in the second, struck out 2 in the third, has now struck out 1 here in the fourth. At the plate now is Maddie Anderson. She'll take ball 1. 1-0 the count. Again, the Dukes come into this game at 18-16. The Irish come in at 24-6. This one's hit hard down the third baseline. It's fielded at third base, but there's not going to be time for a throw. Maddie Anderson is on with a single. And again, the Irish, they've had a base runner. They've had one hit in every single inning. They just haven't been able to string anything together. We'll see if it could start here with Maddie Anderson and Jenna Morrison, who singled her last time up, and she was ultimately stranded at third base back in the second inning. Pinch runner coming in for Maddie Anderson, who's playing behind the plate. Still scoreless here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 1 out. This one's going to be fouled off by Morrison down the third baseline. 1-1 now the count. More love going on to our friends. J&J Auto, Pleasant Heating and AC, Konwinski Construction, Woods Household, Weefrich Financial, along with Clark Modular Homes. 0-1 the count. This one's going to be fouled off. Morrison now behind in the count. 0-2. Batting from the left side. So just looking to kind of spray that one out into the infield. Playing way in at third base is Adamowski. Here comes the 0-2. This one's going to be sent foul down the third baseline. We'll do it again. So the bottom of this fourth inning started off with Savannah Jones going down on strikes. Maddie Anderson then singled. She hit it hard towards third base. was a nice play fielding it by Adamowski over at third base, but she was behind the bag. There was no way she was going to be able to make the throw in time. Going down on strikes is Morrison. They look to get the throw back down to first base, but back safely is the pinch runner for Sacred Heart Academy. That is strikeout number 7 for Kotenko. What a performance in the circle from both of these youngsters. Wheaton from Sacred Heart Academy, Kotenko from Essexville Garber. Taylor steps back in, runner at first base. Got some speed to score. She is able to hit it to the gap. Taylor digs back in, down the count, 0-1. He's going to hit this one out towards right field, second base. Coming in to make the play and making it easy is the right fielder. That was Ava Wagner with the catch. And so for the 4th consecutive inning, the Irish get a runner on, but they strand him. And so a really great battle going on right now in the circle with Marin Wheaton along with Kara Kotenko. We're going to take another break here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When we come back, we'll see more from this pitching duel as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Essexville Garber 0, Sacred Heart Academy 0 here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. The Diner, where homemade favorites come to life every day for breakfast and lunch. From fluffy pancakes to savory sandwiches, The Diner has your cravings covered. Discover the perfect blend of comfort food and camaraderie at The Diner. Join them every Friday night till 7 for their famous fish fry. The Diner on North Mission, Mount Pleasant.
Jenna Gates.
And Kyle Gates here. We are the 5th generation with Gates Drilling and Service.
We've been serving our friends and neighbors in Michigan since 1893.
We have the latest and greatest well drilling technology, allowing us to put in wells where others can't.
Lake lots and tight spaces are no problem.
From our family to yours, thank you, and call at 989-772-7841 for all your well drilling and service needs.
Gates Drilling and Service, where Gates goes, water flows.
Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates thanks the coaches and officials who put in the time to help student athletes achieve their dreams and goals. For all of your real estate needs, the Bryce is right with Bryce Updegraff. With Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, 989-620-6595.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. It's Meredith Krosneck leading things off here in the top of the 5th inning for Essexville Garber. It's a swing and a miss on the first pitch. Both pitchers with 7 strikeouts through 4. They have been absolutely dominant. Foul tip on that one. It's caught by the catcher. Krosneck now down 0-2. Wheaton steps into the circle, winds, deals. That one's going to be high. 1-2 now the count. And you go back to the first. Wheaton struck out once. Since then, it's been 2 strikeouts in the second, 2 strikeouts in the third, 2 strikeouts in the fourth. That was after giving off a leadoff single. That was a strikeout, a ground out to the shortstop, and then a strikeout. That first base runner got on against Wheaton. She just kind of mowed him down, and she has another strikeout there against Krosneck. Make that 8 strikeouts for Marin Wheaton. Start to think about that. Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by our friends at Weefrich Financial. Well, right now it has to be a tie between Wheaton and Kotenko because those two pitchers have been unbelievable. Sadie LaPon now at the plate. She swings at the first one and misses. She struck out on her 5th pitch the last time she was at the plate. It was a 2-2 count. Here comes the 0-1 to LaPon. That one's going to miss outside. 1-1 the count. On deck is Bauman. She struck out her first time up. Top of the 5th inning. We're scoreless. Sacred Heart Academy, Essexville Garber. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2 now the count to LaPont. Ella Coakley, J.J. Schultz, the only 2 base runners in this game. As I say that, that one's going to plunk LaPon, and so she'll head down to first base via the hit by pitch. It's a lot tougher than I am. She kind of shakes that off over there, heading down towards first. Here comes the DH, Alexa Bauman. She struck out on 3 pitches her first time up. third base runner of the game now for Essexville Garber. So the last time Wheaton had to deal with a base runner, she started mowing him down. We'll see if that happens here again. You do have 8 and 9 to go after here if you are Marin Wheaton. Talking with some folks, believe this is a top-heavy Essexville Garber lineup. That one's just going to miss low for Wheaton. 1-1 the count. One out here in the top of the fifth inning. Again, we are scoreless with Sacred Heart Academy and Essexville Garber. The Irish have had a run around every single inning, but they've been stranded. At first and second, it was at third base. Big cut that time from Bauman. She can't catch up with it. 1-2 now the count. Wheaton has already struck out 8 Lady Dukes here on the afternoon. That one's going to be outside. 2-2 now the count. All zeros on the scoreboard through 4 for Essexville Garber and Sacred Heart Academy. Here we are on the top of the fifth. Run around first base for the Dukes. Wheaton winds and deals. This one will be fouled off out of play down the third baseline. Turning into a nice at-bat here from Alexa Bowman. Alyssa Bowker on deck. If she's able to get on, well, these two are able to get on, or one of them able to get on, I should say. It'll go back to the top of the order. And Grace Swetzig, who was 0 for 2 on the day. There's another punch-out for Wheaton. Make it 9 for the junior star. Here comes the number 9 hitter, Alyssa Bowker. And Wheaton has now struck out 2 in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, and 2 in the fifth, after striking out the leadoff hitter in the top of the first. What a performance from Wheaton in the circle. Here comes the bunt. It's going to go foul for Bowker. And the last time she was up, she did have a terrific bunt, but charging in from third base was Savannah Jones to make the play. And after that initial bunt attempt from Bowker, Savannah Jones is probably playing in between third base and home plate, a little bit further towards third than home. But if you're Bowker and you're able to pull it back and swing away, it's not, and yet Savannah Jones has got quite the glove over there at third, but you get the feeling that you should be able to hit it by her. Bowker steps back in. 0-1 the count, 2 outs, runner at first base for the Essexville Garber Dukes. We are scoreless here in the top of the fifth inning with Sacred Heart Academy. Holding off on that one was Bowker, the count 1-1. Wheat has already struck out 9 through 4 2/3. Swinging through that one was Bowker. 1 strike away from striking out the side is Bowker. That one's just going to miss high. Good eye from Bowker at the plate. Swetzig is on deck. You'd love to have her get an opportunity here with 2 runners on. She's 0 for 2 on the day, but she's your leadoff hitter for a reason. Here comes the 2-2. Called strike 3. That is punch out number 10 for Marin Wheaton through 5 innings. What a dominant performance from her. Wow. What a pitching tool we've got. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. We are scoreless. Due up for Sacred Heart Academy. It will be Brooke Neff, Izzy Rookard, then back to the top of the order with Marin Wheaton. But the problem has been, swing over to the other side, Kotenko, she has struck out 7 through herself. If she's able to strike out the side, she will match Miss Wheaton for her strikeout total. What a fantastic pitcher's duel this has been. Kind of the rarity as well. You don't see it a whole lot in high school softball. You've heard me talk about it all year. Some of the teams, some of the lineups you got, you're going to expect to give up 8, 9, 10 runs a game. But Kotenko and Wheaton, 2 girls that both have the opportunity to be pitching at the next level, are absolutely dueling out there right now. And what a pleasure it is here to watch as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. We are scoreless with Essexville Garber and Sacred Heart Academy. The Dukes with 1 hit. They've also had 2 runners on via a walk. Sacred Heart Academy has had a hit in every single inning. You go back to the first, it was Garver with a double. She was stranded at third. Morrison got on in the second. She was stranded at third. Izzy Rookard got on in the third. She was stranded at second. Maddie Anderson got in the fourth. She was never able to leave at first base. First pitch to Brooke Neff is going to miss 1-0. That one's going to miss side 2-0 now the count to Brooke Neff. Number 8 hitter who plays at second base for Sacred Heart Academy. Batting from the right side, she steps back in. Kotenko ready to deal in the circle. Swing and a miss as she pulls the string on that one. Neff looks down the third baseline. Coach Wheaton for the signal. Steps back in. She's ready to go. That one's going to be on the inside corner. 2-2 now the count to Brooke Neff. The leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the fifth inning. We are still scoreless. 0-0. Essexville Garber. Sacred Heart Academy playing at Margot Yonker Stadium on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. And I'll be back here at Margot Yonker Stadium tomorrow for Clare Beale City baseball, or softball, pardon me. Baseball will be playing over at Tennyson Stadium. Here comes the 3-2. It's going to be an inside strike call. That'll send Neff down on strikes, and it's strikeout number 8 for Kotenko. What a performance from these two pitchers. Here comes Izzy Rookard. She got on via an infield single to lead off the third inning. She was able to steal second base. Was stranded there after a strikeout, a fly out to left field, and another strikeout. Looking for the slap hit here this time as she's running out of the box when she puts bat to ball, but it will go foul. Kotenko taking her time. Back in the circle. Rookard batting from the left side. Kind of runs out of the box, but doesn't swing on this one as it stays high for Izzy Rookard. She plays center field. After her, it's back to the top of the order in Marin Wheaton. Here comes the 1-1. Sends this one towards the third baseline. It's going to go foul. Wheaton just getting out of the way of that one himself. So if Wheaton didn't get away from that one, he's probably going to have bruised ankle out there and be slow walking for a few weeks. 1-2 now the count to Rookard. Already 8 punch-outs on the afternoon for Kotenko. Rookard, you'd love to get on base for the leadoff hitter, Marin Wheaton. That one's going to bounce in there. Nice job holding off by Rookard. And that's the problem when you're that slap hitter. You kind of start charging out of the box already. You got to be very, very careful. And I believe the rule is you can go forward, but you can't fade off towards the bag there and start running already. Here comes the 2-2. This one's chopped towards third. It's going to be safe again. There's no play for Adamowski to make. It's the second infield single of the game for Izzy Rookard. And some people wonder, why do you do the slap hitting? They don't like the way it necessarily looks. That's why you do it right there. Just a little chopper from Izzy Rookard, and you now have a runner at first base for Marin Wheaton, who's 0 for 2 on the day, but what she's done in the circle has been pretty darn impressive. She has 10 strikeouts through 5. Her pitching counterpart in the circle right now has struck out 8 through 4 1/3. This one will be fouled to the backstop by Wheaton. She did strike out on 3 pitches her last time up. She led off the game. She ran the count full before she popped out to the shortstop. Bottom of the 5th inning. Scoreless, 0-0. Sacred Heart Academy and Essexville Garber. That one's going to miss high, 1-1. Ellery Garver on deck. You would love for her to come up with an opportunity to drive in a run from second base. Here comes the 1-1 to Wheaton. She's going to foul this one off the backstop. And Garver, the shortstop, on deck behind her, Callie Smith. And you go look back at scores this year from Sacred Heart Academy. Very rarely have they gone 4 innings without scoring a run. A lot of credit to Garber Dukes, and in particular Kotenko in the circle. She has been fantastic. 2-2 the count. A long walk over now. Now the umpires are going to get together here. A little confused what's happening. I think they want to make sure she didn't go around, but I didn't see any challenge coming from the dugout or anything to have them look at that. But a good job by the umpires making sure they're on the same page. 2-2 the count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner at first base is Izzy Rookard. Marin Wheaton steps back in. Actually, they got the count at 3-1, I believe. Looking to take second base is Rookard. It's going to be a close play. She's in there safely. The throw is just a little too high. It's the second stolen base of the afternoon. And that will actually be strike 3 going against Wheaton. I thought they had changed the count 3-1, but no, it was 2-2. Wheaton goes down on strikes. So it's 2 strikeouts here in the inning, 9 on the afternoon for Kotenko. But now a runner in scoring position for one of your best hitters, Izzy Garber. And we're now going to have a meeting on the mound now, as heading out from the dugout is going to be Coach Coakley to make sure everybody is on the same page here. Kind of surprised you'd even break up Kotenko's rhythm with the way that she's been throwing out there. Yeah, you got that runner at second base, but she's dealt with somebody on every single inning. You go back to the first and the second inning, there was a runner at third base with 2 outs. The third inning, there was a runner at second base. Just one at first in the fourth inning. So she's very familiar with dealing with danger, I will say. But Izzy Garber, yes, throw her. I guess I talked about at the beginning. You go through this entire lineup for Sacred Heart Academy, there is no holes. But Izzy Garber plays shortstop, 4 years at Sacred Heart Academy. Said to Wayne State University to continue her softball career for a reason. I would not be surprised here if she doesn't see a whole lot to hit. And that could be very dangerous with Callie Smith due up next. First pitch of the at-bat is going to be high, 1-0 the count. Garver's 1 for 2 on the day. She doubled back in the first inning. She flew out to left field in the third. Here comes the 1-0. That's also going to miss high, 2-0. And I tell you what, that one was just a couple inches away from heading to the backstop. Nice job by Schultz at the plate to get that one. Now the 2-0. That's going to be in there for a strike. 2-1 the count now to Garver. Runner at second base here in the bottom of the fifth inning. We are scoreless. Sacred Heart Academy, Essexville Garber. That one's going to miss outside. 3-1 now the count to Garver. Callie Smith on deck. Garver should see something to hit here. She will send this deep to center field. It's going to get over the center fielder's head. 1 run is in. It's Rookard rounding second. Heading towards third is Garver. She's in with a stand-up RBI triple. And we've got a run on the board for the Irish. It took 5 innings and 5 base runners, but they made it happen. And you think about that Weber Brothers Sawmill timber of the game, the Mumford Oil and Gas Supply Gates Drilling and Service drill of the game. Right there it was from Izzy Garber over the center fielder's head. Now Smith sends one out towards left field. It looked like it was going to carry a bit more than it did. It'll end up being a fly out to left field. But the Irish get a run across here in the fifth inning. It is 1-0 as we head to inning number 6. The Irish do end up stranding another runner. They have stranded 1 in every inning. They've had a hit, now 2 hits in this fifth inning every inning. But now 1 run is across, headed back into the circle as Marin Wheaton. It'll be the top of the order due up for Essexville Garber in the top of the 6th inning. You've got a feeling that if they're going to make something happen, it will be here in inning number 6. Much love going out to our friends, the Bird All-American Grill, sponsor of our post-game show. The only place you'll ever find this guy post-gaming is at the Bird All-American Grill in downtown Mount Pleasant, and might be feeling some sunbread tonight after not getting a whole lot of sun out here at the Margot Yonker Field at Central Michigan University. Keep things right here as we head in between to the 6th inning. Coming to you live from our Barberry Law Studios. Gates Drilling and Service halftime report. Not so much happening with baseball. That's why they've got the drill of the game. And it's also the Bills Custom Fab fabrication of the game as well there. The RBI triple from Izzy Garber. Talked about the Bird All-American Grill post-game show coming up. Clark Modular Homes, Weefrich Financial, sponsor the Zay Batchelder Baller of the game, Woods Household Appliance, big sponsors, big reasons why we are able to bring you high school softball here on a Wednesday or a Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Grace Sweatzig's going to foul off that first one to the backstop. She has struck out both of her times at the dish. Wheaton's not going to get the low strike call that time. 1-1 the count. I will say one thing, those umpires, if it's a close call on a 3 or 2 and a 2 and 2 and the girls aren't swinging their bats, they're giving the benefit of the doubt to the pitcher in the circle, which I absolutely love because you don't want to see these kids just come out here and not swing the bat. You want them to be aggressive at the plate. 1-2 now the count. Wheaton looking for strikeout number 11. As I say that, it's hit right up the middle for a leadoff single for Grace Swetzig. And Swetzig, the leadoff hitter, you know she's one of the better hitters for Essexville Garber. Just kind of waiting for her to make it happen. She's able to do so here in her third at-bat. Here comes Ella Coakley. She singled her last time up. It's 1-0 here in the top of the sixth inning. The leadoff runner is on, the leadoff hitter for Essexville Garber. We'll see if she thinks about taking a bag. Swetzig over there at first base. Now at the dish is Coakley. She plays center field. Definitely a threat to bunt. She shows bunt. Taking second base. There will not be a throw down. I don't think they were quite ready for it out there at second and short. So it's a stolen base there for Swetzig. The tying run is now at second base with nobody out here in the top of the sixth inning for Essexville Garber. Big moment here in this one. Wheaton checks the arm to make sure she has the correct signal coming from the dugout. Here she comes with the 0-1. Bunt is shown once again. Nice job by Wheaton fielding it. The only play is at first base. Nice job by Swetzig moving up to third base with a whole lot of speed. There was no way you were going to be able to get her going to third. So it's a sacrifice bunt for Ella Coakley. Here comes Ava Wagner. A high fly ball to the outfield will score the game-tying run here in the top of the sixth inning. It's 1-0 Sacred Heart Academy. Marin Wheaton has already struck out 10. This would be the place for strikeout number 11 for Marin Wheaton. The number 3 hitter at the plate. That runner at third base. Just one out. Swing and a miss on the first pitch for Wagner. She's popped out to first base. That was back in the first inning after she ran the count full. Then in the fourth inning, it just took 3 pitches from Marin Wheaton to mow her down. Here comes the 0-1. Check swing. It's going to go high. J.J. Schultz on deck. She's technically 0 for 1 on the day. She drew a walk to lead off the second inning. She was stranded there. She grounded out to the shortstop in the fourth inning. So it's going to be hit hard towards the outfield. Sweet's going to gather underneath it to make the catch, but that run will come in from third. Sacrifice fly there from Ava Wagner. And so you talk about a fantastic manufactured run. Swetzig reaches with the single. She steals second base. The sacrifice bunt moves her up to third, and then it's an RBI sacrifice fly to tie this ball game up with 2 outs. That is exactly how you manufacture a run right there. Schultz pops this one up that'll get out of play. But just like that, Garber is able to answer back. Sacred Heart Academy gets one in the bottom of the fifth inning. Now you come back here in the top of the sixth inning. You get the leadoff single and a couple sacrifices and a stolen base. Swetzig is able to come across for the first run of the game for Essexville Garber. We're tied at 1 apiece here at the top of the sixth inning. There is 2 outs. At the plate is J.J. Schultz. Nobody on base. Wheaton has been dominant in the circle all afternoon long. She has struck out 10 Essexville Garber Dukes. Right behind her pitching counterpart, Kotenko, has struck out 9 Irish. Here comes the 0-2. That one will be fouled off the backstop. You can actually hear it hit the metal railing below us. Schultz steps back out. We'll do the 0-2 again. This one will be fouled off once again. Nice job by Schultz staying alive on that one. Wheaton kind of pulled the string on it. She was way out in front, but was still able to make contact on the pitch. 0-2 the count, but this is pitch number 5 of the at-bat coming up. It's 4, 5, 6 due up for the Irish in the bottom of the sixth inning. This one's hit hard towards first base. Fantastic play by Callie Smith. A little ground out to first base is what that's going to be ruled as in the box score. It was a bit more difficult of a play than that for Callie Smith. As I just said, it's Savannah Jones, Maddie Anderson, Jenna Morrison due up next for Sacred Heart Academy in the bottom of the 6th inning. We are tied at 1 run apiece. Sacred Heart Academy, Essexville Garber. Back with more right after this. Get your yard ready for spring and summer with Martinez Lawn Care. Martinez Lawn Care is scheduling spring cleanups now, along with bush and tree trimming, landscaping needs, and scheduled mowing services. Find Martinez Lawn Care on Facebook or call them at 989-317-5536. Weefridge Financial knows it can be incredibly overwhelming to navigate the world of financial planning. With trusted guidance and easy-to-understand advice, you can feel comfortable in your financial future with Weefridge Financial. Weefridge Financial assists people in all stages of life with a specialization in retirement and investment planning. Experience the power of working with an advisor dedicated to your success. Visit WeefridgeFinancial.com. Visit them in downtown Mount Pleasant. Call or text 989-953-7888. Weefridge Financial, member SIPC. Konwinski Construction offers a full range of construction services on small and large projects. Konwinski Construction is a leader in the community and are proud to support those student athletes who will be leading our community tomorrow. Konwinski Construction on Gover Parkway, Mount Pleasant.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it here on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. We are tied at 1 apiece. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Sacred Heart Academy. It's Essexville Garber, and the main man, Mike Verliger, just pointed out something to me. Are they playing 6 or 7? Because a lot of times when you have these non-traditional games, sometimes you will go 6 innings. That's what it was earlier this year. We had Sacred Heart Academy falling to Traverse City Central 4-3. That game only went 6 innings. If it goes 7, maybe Sacred Heart Academy's got a chance to win it. But we will find out together, say if the Irish walk it off here, we're headed to 7 and it's a tie ball game anyways. 1-0 the count. Jones steps back in. She is capable of untying this game with one swing. Beautiful location there from Kotenko as she gets the inside low strike zone call. 1-1 now the count. Last inning was Izzy Rookard with an infield single. She then stole second base. Then it was an RBI triple from Ellery Garver. That one's going to bounce off, and it looked like it hit Savannah Jones, so we will do the 1-2 now. They'll take the bunt out of play for Savannah Jones. Think of that one doesn't hit her. It's probably in an excellent location. She's able to get to first base safely. 1-1 is the score. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Irish, the Dukes, tied. 4-5-6 due up right now for the Irish. Here comes the 1-2 to the cleanup hitter, Savannah Jones. She's going to go down on strikes. Double-digit strikeouts for both of the pitchers in this game. I don't know if I've ever seen that broadcasting high school baseball and or softball. 10 strikeouts for each starting pitcher. What a performance in the circle from Kotenko along with Miss Marin Wheaton. First pitch to Maddie Anderson's going to miss 1-0. Anderson's 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a single. That one's going to be over for a strike. 1-1 the count to the junior. Plays behind the dish for Sacred Heart Academy. All sports start. Here comes the 1-1 to Anderson. Swings right through that one. Anderson was swinging for the fences on that one. 1-2 now the count. Already 10 strikeouts for Kotenko in the circle. Our score 1-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. That one's going to miss inside. 2-2 now the count to Anderson. A really good eye to hold off on that one. Anderson awaits the 2-2. Swing and a miss. The 11th strikeout for Kotenko. What a dominant performance in the circle. Here comes Jenna Morrison to the plate. She is 1 for 2 on the day. You think about Kotenko with the strikeout. She's also dealt with a runner in every single inning. If she can get her first 1, 2, 3 inning here, you're going to feel really good going to the 7th inning if you are Essexville Garber, the way she has been in the dish, in the circle. And she is due up first for Essexville Garber in the 7th. It's Kotenko, Krosnak, Lapon. Morrison fouls this one off. Back-to-back strikeouts to start off the bottom of the 6th inning here for Kotenko. You go back to the bottom of the 5th, the Irish are able to get a run across, Garber manufactures a run on the top of the 6th to tie it. Now here we are in the bottom of the 6th. Grounder towards third base. It's going to eat up Adamowski a little bit. I'm going to give credit to an infield single on that one for Morrison, but I imagine the scoreboard, the box score, is going to rule that one an error. Here comes Brooklyn Taylor to the plate. We've got 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. There is a runner on first base, and we are tied with Brooklyn Taylor at the plate. She has struck out and popped out to right field her 2 plate appearances. First one's going to bounce in there, looking to take second base all the way. The ball is going to be dropped by the shortstop. Otherwise, it may have been an out, a big-time steal out there from Morrison. That's really going to give an opportunity for Taylor to drive this one in. See, a ground ball that gets by the infield could score Morrison. Also, one to the gap would definitely score her. She swings through that one. The count now 1-1 to Taylor. Taylor, the DH for Sacred Heart Academy, steps back in. 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning. Runner at second base. We are tied at 1 apiece. Sends this one down the third baseline. It'll go foul. That'll run the count to 1-2. You already have 11 strikeouts for Kotenko in the circle. She would love to get number 12 here. If you're Taylor, you got the feeling you got to at least put this in play and make the defense make the play. Swing and a miss, another strikeout. Make it 12 for Miss Kotenko on the mound as she strikes out the side for the second time this afternoon. She's got 12 strikeouts. Marin Wheaton's got 10. We are headed to the top of the 7th inning. I believe we're headed to the top of the 7th inning. As I look over and see if we are continuing here, it does look like they're wiping off the dish. But are we headed to extras here again? This is something that a little bit different when you have these 2 teams playing these non-traditional games, but they are headed back out on the field for the 7th inning. Here we go, tied at 1 apiece, heading to the top of the 7th inning with Essexville Garber and Sacred Heart Academy. Kotenko is due up first. She has struck out both of her times at the plate. Behind her is Meredith Krosnick. She is 0 for 2 on the day with a pop out to third base and a strikeout. Then it's Sadie Lapon, who struck out and was hit by a pitch in her 2 plate appearances. It has been a pitcher's duel here in this one with Marin Wheaton and Kara Kotenko. What a battle that they have had. And if you're Sacred Heart Academy, no matter what happens here, you will have another opportunity in the bottom of the 7th. If you're Essexville Garber, you kind of get the feeling of we probably should make something happen right now. You don't want to go to the bottom of the 7th. Give Sacred Heart Academy, I don't want to say that freedom, but that feeling of there's no way we could lose this game no matter what. First pitch to Kotenko. Kotenko is going to be over or miss for a ball, pardon me. This one's going to be hit high towards center field. Rookard charging over to make the play. It's going to be made by Sweet out in right field as Rookard runs into her a little bit. That was really close to being disastrous because if they run into each other and that one rolls up to the fence, we could have seen Kotenko running a long, long time there. Here comes Meredith Krosnick to the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day. We're tied at 1 apiece. Top of the 7th inning with Sacred Heart Academy and Essexville Garber. An absolute pitching duel between Marin Wheaton and Kara Kotenko. This one's going to be fouled off to the backstop for Krosnick. Kotenko has struck out 12. Wheaton has struck out 10. Wheaton has a correct call. She winds and deals with the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Not able to catch up with that one is the left fielder Krosnick. 0-2 now the count for Wheaton with nobody on base. Get a chance to maybe bounce one up here, pull the string, try and get yourself another strikeout here. She will turn on the Jets and still get the strikeout. That is strikeout number 11 now for Marin Wheaton with Sadie Lapon stepping to the plate. We are tied at 1 apiece here in the top of the 7th inning. Bottom of the 7th inning for the Irish. It'll be 8-9-1 with Neff, Rookard, and Marin Wheaton Rookard has scored the only run of the game for the Irish. She'll be batting second for Sacred Academy in the bottom of the 7th. Bond's going to foul this one to the backstop. 0-1 the count. Wheaton heads back into the circle. Checks the wrist, makes sure she has the correct call. Now she winds, deals. This one's going to be hit hard towards third base. Nice catch from Savannah Jones on the line out to third base. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. We are tied at 1 apiece. As I said before, it's 8-9-1 due up for the Irish. Brooke Neff, Izzy Rookard, along with Marin Wheaton. Keep our broadcast right here to thank some more of our fantastic sponsors like Pier Plumbing, Joe Wentworth and Bryce Updegraff with Pradium Realty, Robin Stressman and Associates, the official embroiderer of the Mid-Michigan Sports Network, hanging by a thread, our friends at Isabella Bank, Bryant Family Farms, All Seasons Fireworks, The Diner, Block Electric, Central Michigan Sand and Gravel, along with JJ Painting and Martinez Lawn Care. And you know, we're coming to you from the Barberry Law Studios, built by Konwinski Construction. Think about that Weber Brothers Sawmill Timber of the game, the Gates Drilling and Service, Mumford Oil and Gas Supply Drill of the game, Miss Ellery Garver with the RBI triple back in the 5th inning to drive in Izzy Rookard. Start thinking about that Weifrich Financial, Zaid Batchelder Baller of the game, the Bills Custom Fab Fabrication of the game. Now, so far, Bills Fabrication of the game is probably that RBI triple from Garver. But it's a tie right now for the Zaid Batchelder Baller of the game, brought to you by Weifrich Financial, between these two pitching counterparts. Neff gets the bunt down. It's a good one. Not an easy play, but coming off the circle, I guess coming away from the circle, not coming off the circle like coming off the mound, but it's a great play by Kotenko from her pitching position to get the out down the first baseline. Here comes Izzy Rookard. Rookard is 2 for 2 on the day. She's probably the only player in this game that is 2 for 2. She's got 2 infield singles. She has 2 stolen bases. She also has a run scored. And if it wasn't for what was going on in the circle, she would be in the running for our Zaid Batchelder Baller of the game, brought to you by Weifrich Financial. But it's been a great battle in the circle between Kotenko and Wheaton. Comes the 0-1. Rookard again charging out of the box, ready to slap it down the third baseline, see if she can head to first safely. Both times it's been a similar hit down the third baseline, just a high chopper. Doesn't really give Adamowski any type of play from third. She's going to pop this one up. It's going to get down just in center field for a hit. Izzy Rookard is now 3 for 3 on the day. And it was back in the 5th inning, she got on with 1 out, and she was able to come around and score. The Irish with a chance to walk it off now with Rookard at first base. If Wheaton's able to send one to the gap here, the speed of Rookard would allow the center fielder to score, in my opinion. Wheaton swinging at the first pitch. She's going to pop it way up. It will get out of play. 0-1 the count to Marin Wheaton. What a game this has been and continues to be. We're tied at 1 apiece in the bottom of the 7th inning. The game-winning run is at first base for Sacred Heart Academy and Izzy Rookard, who is now 3 for 3 on the day. Wheaton awaits the 0-1. That's going to be inside. Rookard looking to take second base. She's got it. Rookard now with 3 singles and 3 stolen bases. Again, Zaid Batchelder Baller of the game stuff if you kind of minus what's being done in the circle. But Rookard with a fantastic performance here at Sacred Heart Academy. She's got a chance. Be that game-winning run. Here comes a high fly ball. Not an easy play out in center. Rookard looks to tag from second to third. It's going to be a close play. She slides in. She's safe. It gets away from third base. Rookard looking to score the winning run. She does! That will do it. 2-1. Sacred Heart Academy as Izzy Rookard comes all the way around to score. What a way to end this right here as Izzy Rookard scores the game-winning run, 2-1, and an absolutely fantastic pitcher's duel. If you're Kotenko, you just absolutely hate that it ended that way. But what a fantastic game this was. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more right after this in our Bird All-American Grill postgame show to put a bow on this one. I've now got a tough choice to make. Who will be that Zaid Batchelder Baller of the game, brought to you by Weifrich Financial? Wheaton ends up driving in the game. Well, I guess she doesn't. She had to plate for the game-winning run. Don't really give her credit for it, but her and Izzy Rookard, it's going to be a tough decision. We'll talk about it when we come back right after this on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. When your team or business needs to look good, don't get left hanging. Call or stop by Hanging by a Thread in Wheaton, the official embroiders for the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Hanging by a Thread, a proud supporter of local schools.
J&J Auto in Wheaton is Mid-Michigan's elite automotive repair shop. J&J Auto offers complete collision repair and mechanical repair. Stop by on Wheaton Road or call them today at 989-644-8908. J&J Auto, proud supporters of high school student athletes.
Value is not just a price. When you buy something for your home, it's an investment. Knowing that you're getting a great deal and service after the sale is priceless. At Woods Household, we only carry quality products for your home at competitive prices. Furniture that is attractive and durable. Comfortable mattresses that last for years. Flooring that stands up to wear and tear. These are all products that last by trusted name brands like FlexSteel, Serta, Whirlpool, and many more. So shop the Woods way.
Let's head back to the action on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back to it on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network. Wow, what a game. We go scoreless through 4. Then we get a run in the bottom of the 5th, the top of the 6th, and the bottom of the 7th for Sacred Heart Academy to come out of here a 2-1 winner over Essexville Garber. Garber, what a performance on the mound from Kotenko. As I go to zoom in on the scoreboard, Nick Katzinger resets it here on me. I'll give him a look up. But what a game. 2-1 is the final score. Kotenko struck out 12 for Essexville Garber. Marin Wheaton struck out 11 for Sacred Heart Academy. It was just an unbelievable game. No, 2-1 is our final. Izzy Rookard goes 3 for 3 on the day. She has 3 stolen bases. She scores the only 2 runs of the game for Sacred Heart Academy. Is she our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by Wheaton Financial? Oh, man. It's a tough decision because you've also got Ellery Garver, who went 2 for 3, 2 extra base hits, including an RBI triple to bring in Rookard. But then Marin Wheaton in the circle struck out 11 for Sacred Heart Academy. Only gave up 1 run to this really, really strong Essexville Garber Dukes team. So we're going to call it a tie. Actually, no, we're going to try and make Mike Verliger make this decision here for me here on our Bird All-American Grill post-game show. He was down there on the phone. I asked Nick Katzinger if he wanted to join me. He says, no, man, I'm sure Mike will join you in a minute.
I'm a mover and a shaker. I'm just, that's how I do my business.
So I had to bring somebody on in this post-game because it was just too special of a game for me to continue to talk about it. You were over there doing the scoreboard. Wheaton, Kotenko just battling each other out. Have you ever seen a game, double-digit strikeouts from both pitchers?
No, and I was commenting that actually Kotenko and Wheaton almost look identical from a physicality standpoint and the same form. So it looked like twins out there battling back and forth.
So this is where I need your help. The Zaid Batchelder baller of the game. You've got Wheaton, who struck out 11. Was unbelievable. But Izzy Rookard, you ready for this? 3 for 3. 3 stolen bases. She scores the only 2 runs of the game.
You gotta go with the offense.
All right. Izzy Rookard will be our Zaid Batchelder baller of the game, brought to you by our friends at Wheaton Financial. But you don't get many pitching duels like this in high school softball. It was just unbelievable.
That was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, and the game flew by. I mean, really, we were about an hour and 20 minutes from start to finish through 7, right?
Just an unbelievable. Great play in the field. Great play in the circle. Again, Kotenko, you think about Garber, they're 18 and 17 now. Think about the teams they've had to play, or maybe Kotenko wasn't pitching in some of those, but they're going to be a tough out. And as I was saying, they're probably a really high D3, if not they're a really low D2, but they're going to be a tough out.
D2, and, one of the things that I found out before this is some of these girls from Sacred Heart play on the same summer travel team as some of these girls from Garber. So they're very familiar with each other. So very fun game to watch. I'm looking forward to game 2.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable. And again, I obviously won't be calling game 2, and the last thing I'm going to do with you kind of standing here, and I'm going to kind of end our broadcast this way. I'll send it back over to the computer so people can take a look at the districts that we've got coming up again next week. And it's just unbelievable. Again, you go to baseball, it's looking like it's lining up. Obviously, Sacred Heart's got to get by Vesterberg. Beale City's got to get by Coleman and Montebello. But you got 2 teams with a winning record in that bracket. But you slide over to that softball district, one of the best in the state for Division IV. You've got Unionville-Sebring, who's number 1. Right behind them is Beale City. Couple slots down is Sacred Heart. Move down just a little bit more, you'll find Vesterberg. You got 3 20-win teams, and the records you see up were from this past week. Vesterberg, Sacred Heart, Beale City, they've all got more wins now. Beale City with 30 wins, and so that district, oh, boy, it's going to be special. Whoever comes out of there is going to have a chance to go a long way.
Say that every year, I mean, these districts in this area have a really good shot at producing, finalists that you're going to see down at Michigan State in a few weeks. And I think it's, there's so much pride that goes into each of these programs. And we get the opportunity to watch some really, really good competition through the year just in this part of the state, which makes it a lot of fun.
Yeah, but you ready for the records from the 6 teams that I cover? And we go to baseball. It's the same. Ithaca's the only team with a losing record in baseball, but you ready for this? Sacred Heart's now 25-6. Beale City's 30-6. Clare is 30-1. Ithaca's 28-6. The Oilers are 24-9. The Blue Jays are 22-12. And most of those Blue Jay losses, 2 of them to Clare, 2 of them to Beale, 1 of them to Sacred Heart.
Unbelievable.
It's just
unbelievable.
Just great softball we have in the area, and a lot of that goes out to the coaching staffs and the people that put in the time to make these girls great. But just what fun that game was. Sacred Heart Academy, a 2-1 winner over Essexville Garber. Our Zaid Batchelder, baller of the game, brought to you by Weefrich Financial, Miss Izzy Rookard. But we'll also say a tip of the cap to Marin, Wheaton, and Kara Kotenko for just an absolute battle in the circle here in Game 1. Mike, thanks for joining me here a little bit in the post-game, man. And woo, we're closing in on 100 games here in year 1, man.
Unbelievable, man. It's so fun to watch you cover all of this, and really happy to see the Mid-Michigan Sports Network grow and gain that popularity. Great job, man.
Hey, I appreciate you, man, all the support we've got from all of our sponsors. We'll be back on the air tomorrow, a 4 o'clock first pitch for Clare, Beale City, 2 30-win teams playing in the regular season. Another thing that it's just not going to be possible unless you've got powerhouse teams in the area, and we're lucky enough to have that with baseball and softball, but really this year in particular for softball, man.
Absolutely, and hopefully they pack the place tomorrow. I mean, it's going to be a showdown.
Yes, it is. It is going to be a showdown. Chris Bachman, Mike Verlager sign off till tomorrow on the Mid-Michigan Sports Network.